For the first time, the U.S. military has carried out a land operation in South America, striking drug cartels in Ecuador. Video from the U.S. Southern Command shows the operation being carried out earlier this week. The U.S. and Ecuadorian military working side by side in what was called, quote, a fight against organized crime. Ecuador's president last month ordering his cabinet to seek out help from allied nations in fighting cartels. NewsNation's Allie Bradley is live with the very latest. So, Allie, what more are we learning about this joint effort?
Yeah, hey, Nicole. So what we know right now is that U.S. Southern Command is saying that American forces have launched an operation alongside Ecuadorian military forces in Ecuador to go after who they're designating as these designated terrorist organizations that have ties to drug trafficking. Now, the military has released very few details about these operations, but officials say this mission is part of a broader campaign against cartel networks operating across the region. Now, earlier this week, Southcom Commander General Francis L. Donovan said, quote, the Ecuadorian people, along with other citizens across the region, have experienced the violence and corrosive consequences of narco-terrorism up close and in their neighborhoods. The time is now for our partners in the Western Hemisphere to take decisive action against this scourge with the assurance that Southcom has their back. Now, Ecuador's President Daniel Noboa, meanwhile, saying that the United States is among several regional allies joining a new phase of Ecuador's war against the drug cartels. And the stakes are high here. President Noboa saying roughly 70% of the world's cocaine moves through Ecuadorian ports, making the country a key transit hub for global drug trafficking. And this all comes as the U.S. also worked with a successful operation alongside the European Union agencies for law enforcement cooperation and Ecuadorian authorities, dismantling a transnational drug trafficking organization linked to the Los Lobos cartel. 16 suspects were arrested, including a high-value target and the seizure of significant quantities of cocaine and cash as well. Now, this all comes as Washington, the Trump administration, continues to push for regional support and more of these countries to kind of step up and join in the fight, Nicole, against narco-terrorism and against these criminal cartels.
So speaking of that fight, Allie, what's happening here at home to combat these cartels?
Yeah, so we just heard from Libby Dean, who was talking about the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, in Florida. And one of the things that he's doing down there is he actually created a coalition, the America's Counter Cartel Coalition, where several countries from the Western Hemisphere are joining together to combat the criminal cartels. They also said that President Trump has invoked the Monroe Doctrine as they work to combat the cartels. Now, this means if Europe tries to interfere with the Americas, the U.S. will see it as a threat. In return, the U.S. wouldn't interfere in European wars or colonies. Now, the Secretary of War hosted the event at U.S. Southern Command headquarters in Florida. The event brought together defense and security leaders from across the Caribbean, the Central America, and South America to strengthen cooperation in the fight against the cartels. Now, the secretary says illegal immigration drives unchecked crime and violence, adding that cartels are a threat to the peace of this hemisphere. Take a listen.
They would recognize it, and they would appreciate it. We are at long last putting America, Americans, and the Americas first, ensuring peace through strength and restoring common sense. At our department, we're doing it by restoring the warrior ethos, rebuilding our military to historic levels, and reestablishing deterrence in this hemisphere and around the world. Across this region, these gangsters control and terrorize large swaths of your territories, kill thousands of your people, and promote chaos that makes normal life sometimes almost impossible. Crime has spiked massively.
Now, the secretary, alongside other countries of the Western Hemisphere, they signed this America's Counter Cartel Conference Joint Security Declaration, Nicole, in good faith that they would continue to fight against narco-terrorism and the cartels in the Western Hemisphere. Nicole.
All right, Allie Bradley live for us there along the border. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.